Hello friends, and welcome to a brand new camera comparison between the Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 6 and its predecessor, the Z Fold 5. Right now, we are recording at 4K at 30 frames per second, and we're also using the cameras on their cover displays. Tell me in the comment section below which one do you think has better colors and which one has a better audio.
As per usual in this channel, let's begin with some samples from their main cameras. First, I'll explain the testing process. Daylight photos are taken in auto mode. The scene optimizer is kept on, but all other AI features are turned off. No edits are made to the pictures afterward. We've been doing comparisons for a while, and as you'll see later, this is one of the most balanced ones. Both phones are so similar that in some samples, I had trouble finding any differences at all. There are however some small differences, so let me break them down. Usually, the newer Fold 6 takes pictures with a warmer tone, while the older Fold 5 has cooler colors, as seen in this scene. In certain situations, like this one, I noticed that the Fold 5 is actually brighter, while the Fold 6 is a bit darker. However, in my opinion, the Fold 6 looks slightly better and represents the scene more realistically. The same goes for their ultra-wide cameras, where the Fold 5 is slightly brighter compared to the Fold 6. These differences are very minor and don't change the overall experience at all. When there are light colors in the frame, I notice that the Fold 6 does a better job of keeping the original colors of the objects. The Fold 5 makes them a bit brighter, which causes it to lose some of the original color details. There were cases, like this one for example, where I couldn't find any difference at all. While both pictures are good, I expected a bit more from the Z Fold 6, especially since the Z Fold 5 was already lagging behind compared to its competition. The improvements this year are mainly in the software, such as here, where the greenery looks more natural on the Fold 6. The flowers and the sky also appear a bit more refined. Both devices can zoom in 2x with the main camera without losing quality, and here we can see that the Fold 6 is slightly sharper. The difference isn't significant, but it's worth mentioning. The zoom on the Fold 6 appears more natural compared to its predecessor, as seen here. On the older phone, the picture is over-sharpened, whereas on the newer device, it's smoother and looks better. Furthermore, as before, the colors appear a bit more vibrant on the newer Fold, whereas the Fold 5 continues to show a brighter tone. Personally, I find the brighter tone of the Fold 5 less appealing. Both devices can optically zoom in at 3x, and now both pictures are sharper compared to 2x. As with most cases so far, the Fold 6 is slightly better, but there aren't major improvements here. The Fold 6 shows slight improvements in colors, as seen here with the pink flowers, but I had to zoom in quite a bit to notice these changes. Besides that, the greenery and the sky look almost identical between the two devices. One area where the Z Fold 6 shines is with portraits. Firstly, in the left picture, the blur looks more natural, whereas on the right, it seems to pop out more. Secondly, my skin tone appears more accurate, and even the background looks nicer on the newer phone. Portraits taken at 3x are noticeably better on the Fold 6. The device preserves my facial details more effectively, resulting in a clearer and more natural look. Moreover, the overall color accuracy continues to impress, with hues appearing true to life. Selfies taken with the cameras on their cover displays are identical. Both pictures are detailed, and both devices capture my skin color accurately. When using their cameras on the main screens, both pictures lose a bit of quality, but the difference is minimal. Since these cameras are primarily for video calls and not for photography, their performance in pictures is less crucial, and we won't be using them further in this test. In this other sample, surprisingly, it's the Fold 5 that captures the better picture. On the Fold 6, my face has a noticeable reddish tint, whereas the older model presents a more natural tone that I prefer in this instance. Videos taken with their main cameras are impressive in terms of detail and stabilization. However, there is a distinction in color tones. The Fold 6 footage leans warmer, while the Fold 5 captures cooler colors. Personally, I appreciate both color renditions and find them equally pleasing. One slight difference is that the Fold 5 handles brighter spots and shadows slightly better. Videos recorded with their ultra-wide cameras maintain the same color characteristics as before, and both continue to perform exceptionally well. Although the Fold 6 is slightly brighter, I don't believe this difference alone is enough to declare its video superior, as the Fold 5 also delivers excellent results. Moving to low light, and from now on every picture is taken with night mode enabled. In this first sample, it's evident that only the Z Fold 6 managed to maintain focus on my face, whereas the Fold 5 didn't capture my facial details as clearly. In the next sample, the results are more or less similar, and while both pictures are decent, I don't consider these phones to offer class-leading selfies. There are many foldables available that can capture better selfies. They continue to be very similar even with their main cameras. Both pictures are detailed, and all the lights are perfectly handled. However, I've noticed a slight difference. The Fold 6 has a subtle blue tint that stands out to me, and not in a good way. In this next sample, the Fold 6 makes a comeback by capturing a brighter picture compared to its predecessor. While brighter doesn't always mean better, in this case, I believe it is, as all the trees are more visible and the overall scene appears clearer. When there are light sources in the frame, the Fold 6 manages them better. While the Fold 5 performs well, some of the lights can be a bit more distracting. Nevertheless, the difference between them is minor. Based on these pictures, I've learned that when there is greenery in the frame, the Fold 6 enhances the visibility of the entire picture. In this scene, though, I find the picture taken with the older Fold 5 more appealing because it looks more natural to me. The trend continues with their ultra-wide cameras, where the Fold 6 remains brighter overall. I recall last year the Fold 5 had similar processing when it launched, but with a couple of updates, the picture quality improved significantly. I believe the same will happen with the Fold 6 too. On the other hand, in some samples like this one, brighter pictures are preferable. As you can see, the entire background appears darker on the Fold 5, whereas the trees and even some of the cars are more visible on the Fold 6. The results shifted from one scene to the next, but overall, I find both to be remarkably similar. They both showcase Samsung's distinctive processing style, which is widely recognized and appreciated by users. At 2x zoom, the Fold 6 remains brighter and more visible, although some lights in the background can be a bit distracting. In contrast, the Fold 5 is darker, but it handles light reflections with less noticeable distraction. In other scenes, like this one, the Fold 5 actually had a brighter picture. However, as with most samples we've seen, the difference is very slight. Both devices consistently perform well in different situations. At 3x zoom, using their telephoto sensors, the situation changes again. This time, the Fold 6 captures a brighter and slightly sharper image. But there's a trade-off: there are more distracting lights in the background compared to the Fold 5. I believe there is still room for improvement with the Fold 6, and I hope an update can address these issues. A fair camera comparison recognizes that both sides can have areas where they perform well. Portraits tell a different story. On the Fold 5, the picture is brighter but colors can appear a bit washed out. Meanwhile, the Fold 6 captures more vibrant tones and sharper details on my face. The difference in how they render colors and details is quite noticeable in portrait shots. In portraits taken at 3x, there's a significant difference. On the Fold 5, my skin color looks uneven, whereas on the Fold 6, it closely resembles my real-life appearance. However, I'm not fond of how the newer phone made my dress appear overly vibrant. So guys, what do you think? Personally, I believe that this was a close call, but the newer Fold 6 has a slight edge over the 5. I don't, however, think it is worth upgrading from the 5 to the 6 only for the cameras. If you did enjoy this video, a thumbs up would be appreciated. Thank you for watching, and for more content like this, please consider subscribing to my channel.